Today I welcome a truly seasoned musician and songwriter, Roger Dann. Welcome to the show, Roger.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. Thanks for inviting me.
Let's get right into one of your songs, see where you're coming from.
Okay.
And this one's called Zanzibar.
Zanzibar is one of the more recent ones. I probably wrote this towards the end of last year, 2025. And this one is more about running away, getting away from the winter, and trying to escape from all this madness. And really just trying to decide, do you want to be out there on your own writing music? Or how's that going to work for you?
Nice. Let's have a look.
Here we are, another long lost day in Zanzibar. You wanted solitude, well here you are. Now you have much more than you bargained for. On this God-forsaken foreign shore, another long-lost day in Zanzibar. Here you are, thinking all this time you could go far, picking daily on that old guitar, trusting blindly the tunes would come. But it's just another hackneyed song, another long lost day in Zanzibar. Zanzibar was calling from across the sea, telling you you could be free. But now it's just another memory. Here we are, another long lost day in Zanzibar. You wanted solitude, well here you are. Now you have much more than you bargained for. On this God-forsaken foreign shore, another long lost day in Zanzibar. Zanzibar was calling from across the sea, telling you you could be free. But now it's just another memory. Zanzibar was calling from across the sea, telling you you could be free. So we're dancing now in harmony in Zanzibar, just you and me.
You grew up in England, Cambridge to be exact. a truly magical era in modern music known as the British Invasion. What was that like?
Well, how can I describe that? It was in the 70s, of course, in Cambridge. I grew up in Cambridge, so a huge number of people in Cambridge came in as students. So there was a lot of bars, a lot of clubs, lots of opportunities to play with people, lots of opportunities to play in these pubs and clubs. So it was great, and of course we had a lot of the more famous bands coming through Cambridge. We're 50 miles north of London, so you know, you're getting, the Beatles came through, the Stones came through, all the big acts came through Cambridge. So we got a chance to see all those. So it's exciting times, it really was.
Really, you know, and the thing that gets me is, like, growing up in those times as a teenager in the 70s, the amount of great bands that came out of England. When you think of France, well, I can think of maybe one band, maybe one from Germany, you know, that sort of thing. But I could probably list 100 from England. What, was there something in the water?
I think everyone was, it was after the war, of course, and there were, my father was a musician, he was a guitarist, so there wasn't an awful lot of TV, of course. Where do you go in the evening? So there was always a lot of music around. And I think one thing led to another, and if you have musicians that are coming through, other ones wanted to kind of join that. I know there was a chance for dance bands, there was a lot of dance bands, a lot of jazz musicians were out there. So I think it just grew from that, really. Right,
yeah. And you know, there was a phenomena that happened that I've always been amazed at. Is you had young guys like Eric Clapton, you had Jimmy Page, Mick Jagger, Keith Richards. They started playing something called blues, or you know, they rocked it up a little bit. Mm-hmm. But they had really taken that from the United States, the backyard, with all the black blues musicians. That American kids were paying no attention to, let's face it. Mm-hmm. They went back, electrified it a little bit, and then the Americans all of a sudden just loved it. It was such a phenomenon. All they had to do was highlight the structure and maybe put a fuzz tone on, a little bit of distortion, some great drums, and there you had it. I just think that's amazing.
It was amazing. Of course, we did have a lot of those great blues artists came over to the UK, and they weren't getting a lot of work in the US at that time.
True enough, yeah. Including Jimi Hendrix, not a blues guy, but not, to get recognized, because I think America was still sort of hooked on the Beach Boys and some of those surfer bands, that sort of thing.
That's right, yeah. Jimi Hendrix, one of my most favorite musicians. I love Jimi Hendrix. And you know, when you hear some of the music that he generated, even like All Along the Watchtower, which was a great song of his, he didn't write that song. Bob Dylan, of course, wrote that song. Right. But what a way of interpreting some of Bob Dylan's songs.
Amazing, yeah.
Great stuff.
Even the Monkees' Stepping Stone.
Yeah.
You know that Hendrix did. Hey, let's have another look at another video, and this one's called "It's a Fine Line."
I can't take care of you, it's a fine line. Right before our eyes, the tunnel vision beneath these blood red skies. It's a fine line. Yes, it's a fragile time. And if you don't believe it's true, I think there's nothing you can do, then step aside.
Who did you play with throughout the years?
Well, I started out in Cambridge. I played with a few bands. One of the bands was called The Waves at the time. I was in another band called Gentlemen. The Waves, after I left The Waves, there was another bass player joined The Waves, and he brought along his girlfriend. Happened to be Katrina, and Katrina and The Waves obviously had this big hit, Walking on Sunshine. It was a band I didn't think was going to go very far, actually, but had a great songwriter. Kimberly Rue was a fantastic songwriter. So I moved on to another band called Gentlemen, and that band, I played bass in that band. Did some TV, did some radio work, we did some recording. We even had a recording contract one time. So that was going very, very well up until about 76, 77. When the guitarist that was in the band called Rick Fenn got an opportunity to play with 10cc. So if you get an opportunity like that, I think most guitarists would jump at it. So he was such a great guitarist, and he's still with 10cc to this day.
Nice, yeah.
So
yeah, what a great band.
Yeah.
That you came to Canada and you played with Mike McKenna of McKenna Mendelssohn mainline fame.
Yeah.
And anybody my age is familiar with the album Stink, which was huge all over North America. And Mike McKenna still playing today, I believe. And what was that like playing with him?
Well, of course, I was asked to play with, the band was called Sidetrack, and it was a project that he started after he had mainline. And of course, I didn't really know who Mike McKenna was. It was only later on when I could see the people that were showing up for the gigs that I realized, hey, this guy's got quite a following. So I played with him for a year and a half, and we toured quite regularly. It was the golden age, if you like, of touring, when you could go out and play 6 nights a week.
Right.
And we did the Ontario tour, the Quebec tour, and in fact that's one of the reasons I ended up in this area, was because one of the stops along the way was in Trenton. And of course you get an opportunity during the day to head out and check the area out. And so I did check Prince Edward County out, and I fell in love with the county. So later on, when after I left Toronto, I decided I was going to take my chances here on the county, and so that's how I fell in love with this area.
Good, yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. Let's get right to another video, and this one's called As I Wander.
Mm-hmm.
As I wander through the canyons of my mind, taking stock of all the demons left behind, I know it's the right time for living, it's the right time for giving back, it's the right time to let it all just go. Take time for inspiration, take more time for contemplation, take more time for you and just let go. We can hold on for all it's worth, enjoy each day on planet Earth. We never know how long the journey lasts. Now I wander through the cobwebs in my mind, taking note of all the monsters left behind. And now it's the right time for living, it's the right time for giving back, it's the right time to let it all just go. Take time for inspiration, take more time for contemplation, take more time for you and just let it go. We can hold on to love and listen, let it go of inhibitions. Time has come, simply let it go.
Roger, when did you start writing your own music?
Well, I think I've always been trying to write I've always had ideas pop into my head, and it's not probably been for the last 20 years, I would say, I've been trying to put this music down in more of a format. I started writing a few licks on guitar. I think that's how everyone starts. As a bass player, you don't seem to come up with so many ideas. When you pick up a guitar and you've got a lot more variety to choose from, that's when I really started getting some songs together. I think around about 2000, something like that. I've always been interested in the recording process. You know, it's a magical thing being in a recording studio, and I always wanted to have my own studio. So we built a house up near Stirling, and I had an opportunity to put a little studio in the basement. And that's when I really kind of settled down to writing a lot of this music and kind of compiling it, putting it in more of a finished format. So that's when I really started.
Nice. And do you play all the instruments?
I play most of the instruments. Obviously, bass is my number one instrument. I play guitar, of course. I play some piano. I play keyboards. I sing. I do play steel guitar as well. So I play, I would say, 90% of the instruments.
Nice, yeah. And just so we can get it in on time, I'd really like to play this next video. And I think this is a really great example of a polished song and video. And this one's called Honey, I Lost My Mind.
Yeah, Honey, I Lost My Mind. It's one of the more recent ones that I've written as well. And this is really just when you're overwhelmed with what's going on around. Everyone's overwhelmed these days. There's so much going on in the world. And this came about just because I was thinking, the world's going crazy here. What is happening? And
you're right.
and that's how that developed.
Yeah,
you know?
A lot of nice editing and visual tricks in this. Let's have a look at Honey, I Lost My Mind.
Woke up in a haze of neon light. Shoes on the ceiling, wrong feels right. The clock's got no hands, but it's ticking still. My coffee's cold, but it gives me a thrill. The mirror laughed, I swear it spoke. Said, you're the punchline of your own joke. Honey, I've lost my mind. Left it somewhere in the daily grind. Spinning circles, chasing time. Honey, I've lost my mind. The fridge is singing opportunes. My shadow's dancing under the moon. The neighbors think I've gone berserk, but this chaos feels like it could work. The walls are whispering my name. Who needs sanity? It's all the same. Honey, I've lost my mind. Left it somewhere in the daily grind. Spinning circles, chasing time. Honey, I've lost my mind. Honey, I've lost my mind. Left it somewhere in the daily grind. Spinning circles, chasing time. Honey, I've lost my mind. Honey, I've lost my mind.
See, that's an amazing video. Not only a great song, but the visuals. And boy, there's a lot of nice tricks going on in there. So is that called AI? Would you call the graphics and everything AI?
Yeah. A lot of these graphics that we see in here is AI generated,
Right.
which is a fun way of putting together some videos these days. A lot of the early stuff I did, of course, with images, photographs, my own images. But now we've got some great tools available to us, and a lot of this, the images, the video that you're seeing is prompt generated.
Right.
It takes quite a bit of time to get the prompt to actually give you the correct video, but it's really exciting. I think
amazing results. Yeah. I want to thank you for being here today, and you know what? I've learned a lot, and keep up the songwriting and keep the videos coming.
Thanks very much, Peter. I really enjoyed being here today. It's been great.
Maybe we can play a little bit of Yukon Gold on our way out.
Sure, that's good. This is one of the older ones that I did, Yukon Gold.
Yeah, it's fairly effective.
Another time, another place. We lit candles after dark and shivered till the dawn, building castles in our dreams, climbing mountains just to see a steeper road ahead. Why join the reckless roving crew? Why grimly take the road to road? To doom hell-bent Columbus, Cook and Cabot knew, but still they